A trip to the emergency room at a local hospital provokes students to consider the realities of violence and grapple with the question, what happens when a child dies?
Like when we was in the ER, they was talking about this boy that was our age and how he died. And they were showing us tubes and stuff that they put in people and how they cut them open when they get shot or stuff.
I seen how when they pinned the stickers on Lamont, how many shots he had and how scared the guy who was there, because he said that he had 2 on his wrist and 2 on his hands, so he was really afraid because he was trying to block it or defend himself.
Me and him had the same birthday, and me and him live in the same city, and we go through the same things. What if I'm next? Like, it just had me feeling scared.
And his mom, she said that he was a good kid. Like, he was a kid that come outside, play, joke around with everybody.
It was real graphic, but yeah. It was a good trip. Again, it made you appreciate what you have.
It made me feel the type of way because we lived in the same city and like we all live in the same area, so it could happen to anybody. And I'm fortunate enough that it didn't happen to me.
There's so much violence that in our city, but they really don't see the true cost of violence until you go and you sit in the trauma bay and you take a look at the table where Lamont Adams, they tried to save his life. And we got Lamont Adams' grandmother to release his medical record so we could discuss his case clearly and fully. And my students, they know that they're surrounded by guns, and I want them to recognize that even the smallest thing, like a parking space, can cost you your life. The smallest dispute on the street can cost you your life. I want them to make a change, and there was a beautiful piece written by Malik. He went on the table. I typically put someone that is on the edge of a lot of interpersonal violence on the table to relive the story of Lamont and the medical procedures that they did in the 15 minutes that he was on the table before he passed. Malik absolutely lost it, and Malik is the toughest of tough kids. And he wrote an incredible piece about it in the last week, about his trip down to Temple, and how he sees maybe he needs to do something different if he's going to save his own life because he only has himself to count on at this point.
It was amazing. Like you just think about it like a child. And you think about like they were just killed even though they did do things or whatever, but I don't think they deserve death, whatever. Like people just taking lives and everything. And it's like you just think about if you was laying on that bed, if it was you.
As soon as we left the hospital, like that Sunday, my close friend had got shot 7 times, and he a young boy our age, but luckily he didn't die.
It made me realize like how easy it is to get shot, but how hard it is to recover. All the surgical stuff that they have to do, and open your chest. It made me want to like stay away from the violence and stuff.